Chelsea continues to demonstrate their grand ambitions by finalizing the acquisition of João Pedro from Brighton for a staggering £60 million. With quality additions like Pedro, Chelsea is building a squad brimming with potential, promising to compete fiercely with other powerhouses for the Premier League title next season. However, can this youthful energy and intense squad competition truly propel Chelsea to the summit, especially when experience in major tournaments remains a crucial factor for a team's success? João Pedro began his career at the Brazilian club Fluminense before moving to Europe. In his homeland, he quickly impressed with his intelligent and versatile play, particularly his off-the-ball movement and contribution to attacking phases. After joining Watford in 2020, João Pedro swiftly showcased his talent in the Championship. He was involved in 40 goals in 70 appearances, establishing himself as one of the team's most promising young players. In the summer of 2023, he transferred to Brighton for a £35 million fee. At his new club, João Pedro continued to prove his worth with impressive performances in the Premier League, scoring consistently and providing crucial assists. Though not the primary attacking threat, he consistently demonstrated his versatility in contributing to the team's overall play. During the 2024-25 season, João Pedro made 32 appearances for Brighton, scoring 10 goals and providing 6 assists in the Premier League. This is a remarkable achievement for a young attacker, especially considering he wasn't the team's sole central striker. Statistics like his passing accuracy, aerial duel success rate, and involvement in attacking plays highlight João Pedro as a well-rounded player, capable of both scoring and creating opportunities for his teammates. Despite a successful season at Brighton, João Pedro faced some mental and physical challenges, particularly after a minor altercation with teammate Jan-Paul van Hecke late in the season. This issue was subsequently resolved internally, but it did somewhat affect his consistency at Brighton. Nevertheless, even with these difficulties, Pedro demonstrated professionalism and a relentless effort, which ultimately convinced Chelsea to pursue him. Before this transfer, there was very little mention of the Blues' interest in the Brazilian forward. Most media outlets suggested that Newcastle was the most interested party, even submitting a £50 million bid for the 23-year-old, which was rejected by the Seagulls. Then, out of nowhere, Chelsea swooped in, offering £55.5 million, including add-ons, to secure the player. The stance from the Amex club was clear. They did not want to sell their player this summer. However, with an offer they simply couldn't refuse, they reluctantly agreed, and the deal was finalized. João Pedro officially became a Chelsea player on a 7-year contract. Furthermore, Watford will also benefit from this transfer. Before his move to Brighton, the Vicarage Road Board had included a clause entitling them to 20% of any future transfer fee if Brighton sold Pedro. Consequently, the maximum amount they could receive is £11 million, a substantial sum for a championship team like Watford. As for Pedro himself, the forward, born in 2001, could even feature for Chelsea in the FIFA Club World Cup, as the tournament regulations allow clubs to register players from June 27th to July 2nd. So, what is it about João Pedro that made Chelsea complete this transfer so quickly? One of the key reasons Chelsea decided to sign Pedro is his versatility. With the ability to play in various attacking positions, from central striker to wider roles on both wings, or even deeper as a number 10, João Pedro brings essential flexibility to Chelsea's tactics under head coach Enzo Maresca. In an era where top clubs increasingly prioritize attacking fluidity, having a player who can adapt his role depending on the game situation is a significant advantage. Crucially, he is excellent at moving into tight spaces and participating in build-up play from deep. Enzo Maresca's tactical system demands flexibility and speed in counter-attacking situations, and João Pedro will be a perfect fit for this style of play. Beyond his attacking prowess, João Pedro also pays close attention to his defensive duties. He is always willing to engage in defensive situations and capable of supporting teammates from afar. This aligns perfectly with Chelsea's philosophy, as Maresca's team often employs a high press and requires attacking players to participate in winning the ball back from opponents. Additionally, bringing João Pedro into the squad is a strategic move to increase squad depth, create healthy competition, and foster player development. This very competition will help elevate the overall quality of the team and create a challenging training and playing environment, thereby enabling Chelsea to achieve higher performance throughout the season. With João Pedro's arrival, Chelsea is clearly asserting their ambition to reclaim their position as one of the strongest teams in the Premier League. The Blues' commitment to building a promising squad with young players who have strong developmental potential indicates they are not just aiming for immediate success, but also focusing on constructing a team capable of competing for long-term dominance. This transfer also has significant implications for other Premier League clubs. Chelsea's swift completion of this deal within just a few hours demonstrates their highly effective and decisive transfer strategy. Teams like Manchester United, Newcastle, and Arsenal will need to act quickly in this transfer window if they don't want to fall behind. Fast and efficient transfers are becoming a decisive factor for top clubs to maintain competitiveness in a demanding league like the Premier League. Chelsea seems to understand this well and may continue to bring in more quality signings in the near future to strengthen their squad. While Chelsea already possesses a very strong and promising squad, whether they can genuinely contend for the Premier League title next season remains a big question. Although having a youthful and talented squad can help them perform exceptionally well in big matches, experience and consistency are crucial factors in the title race. To become a true star at Chelsea, João Pedro will need to accumulate more experience in the challenging environment of the Premier League and international competitions. He has already spent several years playing in the Premier League with Brighton, but joining a big club like Chelsea will thrust him into a new challenge, where the competition will be fiercer than ever. However, this is also an opportunity for him to learn and develop under the guidance of experienced teammates, thereby becoming a key player for Chelsea. Players like Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, and Caicedo have proven that once they gain trust and consistent playing time, they can quickly mature and become indispensable pillars. João Pedro, with his talent and dedication, can follow that path, becoming one of Chelsea's best forwards in the coming years. The transfer of João Pedro to Chelsea is an ambitious, strategic decision, adding strength to the attack and clearly reflecting the club's long-term strategy of building a young, strong, and highly promising squad. Signing a player like Pedro will help Chelsea maintain their attacking sharpness, while simultaneously strengthening squad depth, fostering healthy competition, and encouraging players to develop even further. Moreover, Chelsea's long-term development under Enzo Maresca will be bolstered by signings like João Pedro, helping the club achieve short-term success while also preparing for a sustainable and promising future. With a young, enthusiastic, and talented squad, Chelsea will be a formidable competitor in the Premier League and European competitions for many seasons to come. João Pedro is a vital part of Chelsea's rebuilding process, and if he continues to develop as expected, he will not only be a future star for the club, but also a symbol of revival and prosperity at Stamford Bridge. Do you think João Pedro will quickly integrate and become a key player for Chelsea, or will he need more time to adapt to his new environment?